Welcome back 40k fans to another battle report by Battleforged Brothers, and it is a 2,000 point battle of Eldar, Ulthwe craft world that haven't been on for a long time, against another force which also hasn't been on for quite some time. It is the Grey Knights, the Sons of Titan, against Ulthwe craft world today. We are playing the Scouring across this bombed out, ruined Imperial city. As you can see, there's cityscapes, barricades, there's the outpost section here with the pipework, scattered terrain. Moving out, you've got the Space Marine statue, ruined Aquila as well. So, what are they fighting over? Well, they are rumours that this planet was once an ancient planet of the Necrons. So the word has came to the Eldar that it is a dormant planet. It's not yet awakening, but there's the runes have been cast and they foresee that this will once rise. So these are the objectives, which are, I'll come down this one actually, Necron style objectives by Spellcrow. Certainly check Spellcrow out as well. They do awesome objectives, terrain, you know, absolutely everything. We've also got over here barricade as well, so certainly check Spellcrow out. Right, so we are playing the Scouring. So like I say, the Eldar, they're on the way here. They want to stop whatever's going to be happening on this planet, and the Grey Knights have came. They've also been tipped off of some treasures beneath, so they are wanting to get some technology. So who will win? We'll have to wait and see, but objective, this has been totally random as well, and it's just ironic. So we're playing the Scouring, so objective 1 here, objective 2 here, near the Space Marine statue. That is the superior objective, marked by the blue gem. We have the inferior objective in the middle, number 3, marked by the yellow gem, just near the bombed out crater there. We have objective 4, just outside of deployment. It is Dawn of War, and we've measured up these lines running perfectly across here and perfectly across there are the exact distances that we need, so absolutely great for that. Objective 5, just outside of what will be the Grey Knights deployment zone, just near this trench system here. And then finally, objective 6, right on the edge of the map, just there. So each objective on their own is worth 2 points. The superior objective is worth 4, and the inferior is worth 1. So it's Dawn of War deployment. Graham, we already have rolled off. Graham has 1, so he'll be deploying first, then we'll each take turns. And of course, we'll have a chance to seize the initiative within that as well. So we will come back with the army lists, and let's have a look and see what we've brought today to fight against each other. So let's go and have a look. Right, so this is the 1,999 points worth of Ulthwe Craft World going up against the Grey Knights. Warlord today is Eldrad Ulthran, just over here. We are using a battalion detachment and a vanguard detachment. So that'll give us 7 command points in total for us being Battleforged. We have used one of these already, so I'll just quickly run over the list first. So just anchoring on the left-hand side, we have the 5-man squad of Dire Avengers, Exarch with the Shuriken Pistol and the Dire Sword, just a small little unit over there. Over this side, we have the Warlord, Eldrad Ulthran. Powers that he's got is Smite, Guide, Fortune and Executioner, and obviously Smite for the for everybody anywhere. We have a unit of Dark Reapers, all equipped with the Reaper launcher. I know that's the actual Eldar missile launcher, but I've lost the original one, so just all equipped the same with the Reaper launchers. We have the Wraith Knight. He's been refitted, rearmed, so he's got the 2 heavy Wraith cannons, and I have paid the extra points as well for the 2 star cannons on top of him. We have 2 squads of Guardians. Apologies for the very little amounts that are unpainted. They both have the Bright Lances. We have the Autarch Skyrunner with the Laser Lance and the Fusion Gun. Just to mention, the Warlord is Eldrad Ulthran, and therefore his Warlord trait is the unique Ulthwe one, the Fate Reader one. So on the beginning of each turn, mine and Graham's, if I roll a 6, I get a command point. So quite handy there. We have the Forge World Warp Hunter. It's been a long time since I've used this guy, so we'll see what it can do. And I have upgraded to have the shuriken cannon underneath as well. And over this side we have the Farseer Talrien. Unfortunately, I snapped his base off, so I need to get him repaired. And excuse me, we have 10 Howling Banshees, Exarch with the Executioner and Shuriken Pistol. Powers that the second in command has. He has Doom and Will of Azurin, and of course access to Smite. Just in reserve, there is 6 sneaky Striking Scorpions who will be appearing somewhere at the end of any one of my turns up until I believe it's the end of turn 3. Otherwise they have to come out. There's 6 of them, an Exarch with the Scorpion's Claw. And for the points, command points, like I say, I've got 7 in total. I have used 1 because I have done the Webway Strike, and the Webway Strike will be deployed on a unit of Fire Dragons. So a unit of 5 Fire Dragons, Exarch with Firepike. So that is the entire force, all raring to go. So let's go and have a look and see the Grey Knight force that will be opposing them. Right, okay, so this is part of the force of Grey Knights. The rest of it's waiting to come down. 1,989 points worth of Grey Knights. Like I say, with a couple of little additions such as Inquisitors. Right, so we have is he the Warlord, Graham, the Brother Captain?
Yep, Brother Captain's the Warlord.
He's the Warlord. We'll run through powers with him as well. So the powers that this guy has.
Yep, we've give him a Vortex of Doom, Hammer Hand, and he obviously knows Smite. He's got the Law Master
for the Warlord trait.
For the Warlord trait, which allows him to have the extra psychic power.
What's the extra one he's chose?
The extra one is Hammer Hand.
Right, okay.
I've also given him a relic, which is the Soul Glaive, which is a melee weapon. It's a Force Halberd, Strength +1.
So he's going to be a bit of a beast.
Yep, AP -3 and damage D3.
Oh, nice. And obviously these guys at the front are the Purifiers?
Yep, they're the Purifier Squad. Yep, they're the Purifier Squad.
I was confused with Grey Knights.
So do I.
Yep, so that's what powers do they got there, these guys know?
Yeah, the Purifiers have Astral Aim and obviously the No Smite.
Right, okie doke. And then you've got the Venerable Dreadnought here with the Assault Cannon, Power Fist, Stormbolter.
Yeah.
And what power does he know?
He actually has a Heavy Flamer.
Oh, Heavy Flamer, sorry.
Yep, and
yes, he does, my bad.
He knows 1 power, which is Vortex of Doom.
Vortex of Doom. Obviously, we have Inquisitor Greyfax.
Yeah.
She doesn't get any psychic powers or anything, does she? I have no idea about this chick.
She gets 1 psychic power, but to be honest, I cannot remember it.
We'll check that out, but I presume, obviously, she'll have access to Smite.
She does, she'll have access to Smite.
These guys here are the... I can't remember what they're called.
They're the Strike Squad.
Strike Squad, yep.
Yep.
Obviously, these guys have the Stormbolters and the Force Falchions, are they?
Falchions, Halberds. Yep. I think there's a bit of a mixture in there. And then Purge, Soul and Smite.
Purge, Soul and Smite. You've also got a Librarian here as well.
Yep, Librarian. He's knows Gate of Infinity, Sanctuary and Smite.
Right, okay, very nice. And just obviously anchoring the right hand side as well is the Interceptor Squad here.
Yeah.
There's one Thunderhammer in that squad as well, and the rest of them are equipped with the a mix of like the Falchions and Halberds as well.
And they're no Hammer Hand.
They have Hammer Hand. Just in reserve for Graham as well. Obviously, as you have seen, it's very small. There is 2 Nemesis Dread Knights to come down. They are equipped the same.
They're equipped the same, yeah.
So that is with the
Peace Silencer and also the Heavy Incinerator.
Heavy Incinerator and the Peace Silencer.
A Nemesis Greatsword.
One of them has a Nemesis Greatsword as well.
Yep,
right.
And then both know the Psychic Power Hammer Hand.
Hammer Hand for them too. Okay. And apart from that, the only other things left to deploy for Graham will be the 2 Assassins. Yep. Which is the Calexis and the Vindicator. Does the Calexis have access to any psychic powers?
No.
He doesn't. I know he's anti-psychic, isn't he?
Killer.
Right, okay.
And obviously the 2 Terminator squads.
Oh yes, I forgot about them, the 2 Terminator squads, yeah.
They've got to come down and they're no Hammer Hand and Smite.
Hammer Hand and Smite for the pair of them, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so pretty good. So Graham did finish deploying first. As you've probably seen, obviously the Eldar had a lot to deploy. So he will get a +1 to see who goes. So we'll just roll down in this street down here. So I'm using the Striking Scorpion dice here, and I get a 5. And Graham gets a 6, because +1 for finishing.
6.
So we will, of course, attempt to see if we can seize. On a roll of a 4, we don't. So it looks as though the Grey Knights are ready to take the fight, to see if they can reclaim the lost knowledge of this very dormant Necron Tomb world. So we will come back after turn 1 for the Grey Knights. Right, okay, so we are just back after the end of movement phase for Grey Knights on their turn 1. The Interceptor unit, they've just moved forward onto Objective 1. The Librarian and Inquisitor Greyfax and the other Grey Knight unit are still just behind there. Dreadnought's just moved around this way. The Vindicare Assassin has made an appearance, so he's got a nice field of vision right the way across the board over here. Just behind cover, I'll just have to come round here. Because it is like Fenris outside. I'll just give you a quick show. Yep, it is like Fenris. So, hence I've just got to avoid the heater. So, just around this way, we have the Dreadnought and the Brother Captain, as well as the Purifier unit there. And then just back round this side of here. At the end of the turn, Graham has Deep Struck. Terminator Squad here. Obviously more than 9 inches away. And another Terminator Squad here, right on the edge, within coherency, and obviously on Objective 6 there. Now the Eldar, being very sneaky, at the end of the movement phase, after this unit is Deep Struck, we have played Forewarned. We have played this little stratagem here. So it basically means this unit, the Wraith Knight, has got a bead on them. You can only see 3 of them, but within 6 inches of a Farseer, being Eldrad. So we are, before Graham gets to do his psychic and shooting, we're going to let rip and shoot at the Terminators. So we'll come back after that, and of course we'll film that, we'll quickly do all that, and then we'll do psychic and shooting for the Grey Knights. So we'll be back at the end of shooting for them. Right, so we're just back after the psychic and shooting phase for Grey Knights on their turn 1. Just with our stratagem that we use, we did take out 2 of the Terminators straight out. So Not too bad. Graham very cleverly took the 2 off the front so that the star cannons on the top could then no longer see. So very clever there. They will need to do morale at the end of the phase, which we'll obviously cover as well. Just for psychic, smite cast from this squad, which we denied, and then smite from this one, which we did not, took out one of the banshees. In the subsequent shooting turn, a lot of firepower coming from this squad and this squad, a couple of them within half range. So additional 4 shots of peach for a peach. Yeah, 4 shots, nice 40k orientated peach. 4 shots apiece, just coming in and absolutely obliterating. Still first blood up for grabs, but this squad is in dire need of trouble here. Dire need of help. They are certainly in trouble. So we've got a wound on the Exarch, and then we've lost a further 6. So not very good there. No, actually no, we've lost 7. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I can't count. Yep, we've lost 7 banshees altogether, so we could potentially bust this. Apart from that, they were the main casualties. Graham, however, does have some charges to set off. So this Terminator squad and this Terminator squad are going to attempt to charge in. It is a very long stretch, but first we're going to do Overwatch, firing into this squad here. So 6s. Okay, and no, we get 1. And they are toughness 4. So 4s, but if we get a 6, it is Bladestorm. So no, we do not get a wound. So just rolling for, it is a long stretch, highly unlikely.
5,
no, they
6,
don't
7,
get in.
no.
And this squad here, we're not counting the pipes as any blocking.
5, 6, 7, 8,
9.
no.
No, they do not get in. So at the end of that round, still no points picked up for a first blood or anything like that. It's still available up for grabs. We will move on. Grey Knights have hit relatively hard on this side, on this flank. Banshees are in a lot of trouble here. To be honest, we're probably going to lose a casualty for failing morale. We'll quickly get all that resolved. This squad will have to do morale as well. We are currently down to 4 command points for the Eldar. Like I say, we used 1 at the beginning to put the fire dragons in the webware, and 2 for that sneaky little interference that we did. Graham hasn't used any command points at this stage. Just to mention for command points, I forgot to earlier, the Grey Knights have 3 in total, and that is it. He did have 4, but then because he's took Inquisitor Greyfax, it minuses 1 off. So we'll come back at the beginning after movement has all been done for Eldar on their turn 1. Right, so we are just back after the end of Grey Knight's turn 1. Morale, they were absolutely fine. Banshees failed, so kill point. Sorry, not kill point, we're not playing kill points. That was first blood awarded to the Grey Knights. So we've just finished movement for the Eldar. So Farseer has just come up, just with having the fly keyword. He's just up here. Guardians have remained stationary. The Autarch has shifted up ever so slightly. Wraith Knight's come out to play as well. He's just jumped just to be able to get a bead across at these Terminators here. Warp Hunter has done the same, looking at that way. Eldrad's just moved ever so slightly round here just to deny any deep strikers coming in from that side. The Dark Reapers have just come out this way as well, looking to lend some fire support. Maybe it's across at either the Vindicare, or looking just through that window, we could see the Librarian. So not too bad there. And the Dire Avengers did get a 5 on their advance, so they've just moved 12 inches up in total. So they're absolutely fine there. They may be in range. Haven't fully checked for their Avenger catapults, but with them having battle focus, they don't suffer any minus for doing that. We've elected not to bring anything in. The Fire Dragons are still in the webware, and somewhere on the board, some hissing can be heard. And that is the Striking Scorpions. They are not coming out to play just yet, but Terminators are just wandering through, and they keep hearing strange noises, wondering what it is. Is it the Necrons below, or is it something more sneaky? So we're going to quickly go and do the Psychic phase. Looking to maybe get some powers off, see what we can do. See if we can cast some smite down at these Terminators maybe. And then, of course, we will do the shooting phase. So we'll be back at the end of shooting for Eldar on their turn 1. Right, so we're just back after the psychic and shooting, and actually the full turn has been done for Eldar because we had no charges to set off. So in psychic, we cast smite from this fast here, reducing this squad down to just 1 left with 1 wound. He's fine for morale though, so no worries there. Firepower coming in from the Guardians didn't do anything at all, even with the reroll, with the Autarch being there. We cast Guide onto the Wraith Knight, and the Wraith Knight fired everything into the other Terminator squad over this side, and they have been obliterated. So very good work from him. Warp Hunter, not so good in this particular round. He's just a little bit too short. I need to get him closer. Just took one of the interceptors out over there. Over this side, the Dark Reapers, I was a little bit pondering what to fire at. So we elected to fire up at the Vindicator. Even with that minus, because he's in cover, so -2 to hit, needing 5s. We got 4 hits and 4 wounds. So with the Star Swarm missiles, we elected to fire to get as many as we could. So not too bad. However, he's still alive because we got 4 hits. Graham needed 4 invuns, and he rolls that. 666 and a 5. So Graham's obviously extremely happy at that. So at the end of that round, that's everything all done. No assaults, nothing like that. So we will come back after movement for turn 2 for Grey Knights, and there's a little hum for what sounds like something teleporting down. So we'll have to wait and see if Graham decides to bring down the dreaded Dread Knights. So we'll be back after movement on turn 2. Right, so we are just back after movement for Grey Knights on their turn 2. We have rolled to see if we get a command point back, and we haven't. Just with the Warlord trait of Eldrad. So, over this side, the Grey Knights have all come out to play over this side. Greyfax just at the back, anchoring that side of it. The Interceptors have just moved up as well. And just at the end of the turn, the Calexis Assassin, backed up just by the Nemesis Dread Knight. They have just came in here, looking as though they're going to get some shots off against the Grey Knights that side. Over this way, same again. The Dread Knight has just deep struck down there. Now, the Eldar have been forewarned of this situation, so we are going to use forewarned stratagem. So we paid the 2 command points, using it on the Warp Hunter within 6 of Eldrad to be able to do so, and line of sight against this guy here. So it's it'll be the heavy D3 shots. So we'll just quickly roll that down here. So heavy D3, how many shots do we get? 1 shot, hitting on 3s, and we just say hit. So the Warp Hunter's weapon is strength 10. So toughness of the Dread Knight 6. So 3s to wound. Nope, we failed to wound. So yep, that is everything all done. We can't do anything else about that. So we'll come back after psychic and shooting for the Grey Knights on their turn 2. Right, so we are just at the top of turn 2, psychic and shooting for Graham. Graham's done his psychic, which I'll cover over in a minute. But we just doing, it was basically smite killed one of the Guardians there, and then we denied pretty much everything else. Denied smite from him, out of range for powers over there, and we denied smite over there. But Graham's just going to open up shooting with this guy here at the Dark Reapers. He has just played a stratagem, which effectively improves all of the Gatling weapons, the silencer weapons. So the damage goes up by 1 and all the other characteristics. So if it's like AP -1, it's AP -2. Does the damage increase as well? So if it's damage 2, it's damage 3?
No, the strength doesn't damage. It's just the strength of the weapon.
Strength and the AP. Okay, so he's going to fire with this guy first. What are you opening up with first?
The heavy incinerator.
Heavy incinerator, okay. So D6 shots, is it?
Yep.
So 2.
2.
This has also put Graham down to 1 command point as well.
And it automatically hits, so strength 6.
Strength 6, toughness 3, so it'll be 2s to wound.
1 wound.
1 wound.
And it is -1, 2 damage apiece.
-1, 2 damage apiece. So a 4 save. We get it on a 4. That was the flamer, yeah?
Yeah, that was the flamer, and now the heavy silencer.
The heavy silencer, this is the...
heavy 12.
This is the dangerous one. Heavy 12.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so Graham's just going to roll.
Hitting on 3s.
Yep, hit on 3s. Couple of 1s, but that is a pretty decent roll.
And because of me...
Because of the stratagem?
Stratagem, it's +1, so it's strength 5.
Strength 5, is it?
Yeah, so hitting on 3s again.
3s to wound. Ooh. Not too bad.
4.
Yep.
Out of 12. And so 4 saving throws, and it is -1. No, it's not. It is. No, it's not. It's normal save, but D3 damage apiece.
Normal saves?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, Craft World. 3s. Fail 1. Yep, we fail 1.
D3 damage.
D3 damage, yep.
Which is
2.
2.
So 1 is killed. So we'll take this guy off here. So that's his firepower done.
Yeah.
So we will we'll come back after the rest of the firepower is done as well. Just to mention second powers, I did forget. Graham did manage to cast Sanctuary on that unit there. Well, that's what that 5 up dice means. They are 5 up in run. So we'll come back after the rest of the shooting has been resolved. Going into any assaults as well. Right, so we are just back after the psychic and shooting. Obviously, we've already mentioned about psychic shooting. The Dire Vendors were obliterated. That came from firepower from these guys and a little bit of support from over here as well. The rest of this unit, the backlines, Greyfax, the Brother Captain and the Dreadnought, fight into the Warp Hunter and took it down to just 11 wounds. So not too bad there. Nothing really to worry about. The Vindicator shot down to Eldar and took 2 wounds off him. Didn't like that very much. And across this side, firepower coming in from this Nemesis Dread Knight, we bossed everything, so he's absolutely fine there. And firepower, obviously we already saw the firepower over here. The Calexis Assassin, he failed with his weaponry as well. So not too significant on the shooting, but Graham does have 2 charges to set off. So this Dread Knight is going to be charging in at the Dark Reapers. Bit of a stretch, but we are going to obviously do Overwatch here. So I'm electing to fire the stronger missiles, the Star Strike. So the black dice, the Dark Reaper dice is for him. So let's have a go. So re-rolling 1s, but I need 6s. So no, don't get anything there. Get 1 there. Oh, we do get a 1 here, so re-roll that. And we don't. Yep, we get a 2. They're a bit difficult to see on camera. In the flesh, they're actually a lot easier, but we do get 1. So that is strength 8. So your toughness is, 6. I want to say, a 6. 6. Yep, so 3s to wound. And we do get that nice, tasty wound through, and that is AP -3. 2, 3, 4, 5 up save.
Get this over here.
We'll just double check the stats on that.
Yep.
Be back in a moment. Okay, my bad. It was AP -2, but it's 3 damage. So your
4 up save.
4 up in run?
No.
No. So he takes 3 wounds coming in. Graham will obviously sort that out in a moment.
12. Okay, 9.
So he's on 9 wounds with that. Bit of a stretch coming in as well. So I'll just shift my dice first for you. And then we'll see if you get in.
5, 6,
5, 6,
7.
7. No, it will not be enough for him to get in. Right, so we'll get
Calexis.
Overwatch. Calexis is going in as well, yep.
Yeah.
Bit of a distance. See if we can get in.
No.
No, on a 6 he does not. Right, so just see if this will fire the... It's probably not going to do anything but the shuriken catapults, hitting on 6s. 1, 2. Nice. It's these ones here. They're winning on 6s, but 6s are good for shuriken weaponry.
No.
No, nothing. And do you get in?
6, 7, 8,
9, yes. I think that should be enough for him to get in. Yeah, so we'll get everybody into combat. We'll get combat all resolved. And then hopefully they'll still be standing. But we'll come back once the combat phase is all finished. Right, so we are just back after the end of Grey Knight's turn 2. Combat's all resolved. Obviously we saw over here that this guy and the Calexis failed to get in. Obviously this one did get in. He got 3 wounds, but Farsi Aeldari bossed every single one of them. With his 4 rune armor saves, got 2 4s and a 5. And then in return, he dished out 1 wound back with his singing spear. So very good there. So a little bit disappointing from Graham. Obviously he was a bit frustrated with that. He does still have 1 command point left, so I think he's holding out for when it's really, really dire. So apart from that, that's everything all done. We're going to come back and we're going to move on to Ulthwe, turn 2. Right, okay, so we are just back after turn 2 movement for Craftworld Ulthwe. A lot of movement has happened. So this Guardian squad advanced, moved up 13. This one advanced and moved up 12. So all of the assault weapons, of course, with battle focus will be fine. But the Bright Lance for this and this will be at -1. Autark has moved up as well, just to keep that bubble. He's still in range of all 3 of these units. So the Warp Hunter's just moved up to get some shots off either there or across there. The Dark Reapers are staying stationary. Eldrad's just pulled right the way around here, just out of line of sight for the Vindicare, and just to support the Dark Reapers as well. Across this side, Wraith Knight has just came down the street, looking to get some shots into this and an assault, because Farsi Aeldari has fell out of combat and just gone around here, looking to maybe smite and kill this unit off over here. At the end of the turn, the webway has opened up and dropped off the Fire Dragons. They've just came out the webway looking to get some shots into this, the Dread Knight here, nearly called him a Wraith Knight, or potentially at the Calexis Assassin. So we'll have to see what happens there. And just behind the lines, the Brotherhood Captain and Inquisitor Greyfax, they hear strange hissing noise, and that is because the Striking Scorpions have revealed themselves. So they will be looking to get some shots at the back lines and potentially a charge as well. But we'll have to see what happens there. So apart from that, we'll go into Psychic and Shooting for Eldar on their turn 2. Let's hopefully see if we can whittle some units down and dish out some damage. So we'll be back in a moment. Alright, so we are just back after Psychic and Shooting for Eldar on their turn 2. Psychic phase, not very eventful. A lot of power is being shut down by the Calexis Assassin. As you can see, the Dread Knight isn't there anymore. That was all to do with shooting, but I'll explain in a moment. So we did 3 wounds from Smite onto the Dread Knight, left him with 6 wounds, and then firepower coming in from the fusion guns from the fire dragons took him out. So good work there. Oh, sorry, they whittled him down to 2 wounds, and then the killing blow came from the Dark Reapers firing in. Across this side, the Guardian squads, this one shot into this unit and dropped 2 of them, and this squad managed to get away, didn't do any damage, fired a random Bright Lance shot hitting on foes because they advanced across into this guy and didn't do any damage. The Warp Hunter, I elected to fire everything, but it didn't take everything. It was in 12 inches, so we used the D-Flail stats and wiped that squad out. Obviously we lost out on the Shuriken Cannon because we elected to fire at the same unit. Over here, we brought this guy down to down to 7 wounds, and that was firepower coming in from the Star Cannons and the Heavy Wraith Cannons as well. A lot of ones rolled actually as well over here, so not too bad there. We also, with this guy, we attempted to cast Smite and the powers were denied. And over there, the Striking Scorpions firing their pistols into the brother captain, who is the closest target. They failed. Now, we do have some charges to set off. We're going to attempt to charge the Striking Scorpions into the brother captain. We're also going to charge over here the Wraith Knight into the Dread Knight, and Farseer Talrien into this Terminator guy here. So of course Graham will get Overwatch over here first, so we'll quickly roll that. I'll come around there and we'll do it around that way. So just give you a bit of a view of the board as I'm coming around. So yeah, so just
sixes.
Yep, sixes.
1.
1 6.
Strength 4.
Toughness 3. 3 is to wound.
Jeez.
Okay, 1 normal 3 up save. And that is a 2. 1 is took out. So we'll take 1 off the back, because we obviously want to get in to charge range. Come on, Scorpions. Okay, that is a 10-inch charge. Yep, that will be in. For the Farseer over here, might as well do them on this side of the board as well. So Overwatch.
Yep.
To the Stormbolter.
3s. No, 6s. Nope, not at
Nope.
all.
Reckon we need about a 3-inch charge here, but just to be on the safe side. Yeah, we definitely get in on a 6, so he'll be in. And finally, I'll just give you another little walk around again as we just pop round. Just have to avoid the heaters because it's absolutely freezing. Yep, so the Dread Knight firing into the Wraith Knight.
Do the pre-silencer first.
Okay.
Which is heavy 12.
Heavy 12 hitting on 6s. Okay, so that's 3.
2, 3.
Strength of that?
I'm not too sure. We need to have a look.
Just give you a bit of a view of the board just while Graham gets the stats up. We are planning on getting a new mat soon from gamemat.eu. So obviously, if you like the mats that you see in these battle reports as well as other battle reports as well, like I say, just certainly check them out as well. Yeah. So Graham's ready.
Strength 4.
Strength 4. Toughness 8. 6s.
No.
No. And the Flamer.
Flamer, which is heavy D6. 3.
Okay.
Automatically
hits, yes.
And it's strength 6.
Okay.
Toughness 8.
Toughness 8, 5. That was a 3. 1 wound.
1 wound. It is -1, 2 damage apiece.
-1, 2 damage apiece. 4 up save. Nope. And it was 2 damage apiece.
Yeah.
So for all 3, I will roll 2 6s, hopefully. See if we can ignore these. No, we don't ignore any. So it was 2 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's no problem at all for the Wraith Knight. See if he gets in.
Double 1.
Yeah, I'd be gutted. Nope, a 4.
I did see a 1.
And a 4 and a 1. So yep, they'll be in. So we'll get everybody moved in. Probably going to film this one. But we'll get everybody moved in, so we'll be back in a moment. Right, so we are just in the middle of the assault phase here. And I've left the best for last. So hopefully this will pay off. Because I'm taking a bit of a gamble. I'm going to use the Wraithbone Fists. So 7 wounds here. If we're lucky, we'll hopefully kill it. So hitting on 3s. Okay, so we get 1 miss. Yeah, just with the way that the light reflects a little bit on these. So it's for the fists, I believe it is the same strength. So Wraithbone Fists is strength of the user. So it's strength 8. So wounding on 3s as well.
Yep, 2 wounds.
2 wounds, right. So Graham will have his 5 up invuln here, because the fists are minus... Oh, actually, no. Yeah, it'd be 5 up anyway, because it's -2. But it's...
No, it's not. It'll be 4.
No, sorry, -3. My bad.
Minus 3.
Yeah, -3, d6 damage apiece, so it'll be your invuns.
5 up invuns. Nope.
No,
Both go
d6
through.
damage apiece.
Tasty high
So the
numbers.
first one is 5. So he's currently down to 2 wounds.
Alright, 2 wounds, yeah, sorry.
So if I get a 2 or higher, he's toast.
Get a 1.
Oh, he's dead. Such a shame that these guys do not explode. But Wraith Knight absolutely smashes them to pieces. It was a bit of a gamble and it has paid off. So that is dead. So that's a threat gone there. So that's all of the combat. Just we kind of did it in a little bit out of synchronization, but we wanted to make it a little bit more thematic. Over here, no damage done, so they're still in combat over there. And across this side, the Scorpions did really well. So with the Manda Blasters, we dealt out a mortal wound. And one mortal wound. And the rest of the attacks has brought the Brother Captain down to 2 wounds. But we're going into Grey Knight's turn now. So there's a lot of firepower here that could potentially be directed down here. Or he could all join in combat and just wipe them out. So we'll have to have a look and see what happens. At the end of the day, though, it's the objectives are still what count. But I think at the moment, forces of Imperium and the forces of the Eldar craft world are just happy beating the crap out of each other. So we'll come back after quick morale and the movement phase for Grey Knights on their turn 3. Right, okay, so we are back just after movement for Grey Knights on their turn 3. So as the Brother Captain and the Librarian consult and see their 2 ancient war machines explode, they decide they are going to still try to purge the Xenos and also hopefully do enough damage that they can claim this planet and get the secrets that they want. But they are limited on numbers, but they are an elite force. So movement wise, the Brother Captain's still in combat there. The Dreadnought has just come round ever so slightly. He is an inch away from them. Greyfax has just moved round, as well as the Librarian, and this Purifier squad has just came round here. This squad down here has just moved down. They have passed morale as well. The very sinister looking Calexis Assassin has just moved up. Not liking that Eldrad. So it's going to be tough around here. Across this side, the Terminator fell out of combat. So he's no problem at all. And of course, the ever watchful Vindicare is just looking to see if it can pick out some targets. So we'll come back after Psychic and Shooting for the Grey Knights on their turn 3. Right, so we are just back after Psychic and Shooting for Grey Knights on their turn 3. Psychic, not really eventful. Stripping these guys down with Smite and also Greyfax's Dominate made the Exarch attack one of his Scorpions. But he didn't kill him, so not too bad there. Just Smite tried to be cast over here, but we effectively denied. Just denying all over the place, to be honest. Shooting, the Calexis took 1 wound off these, so I reduced the Exarch down by 1 wound. The Vindicare, who did the Vindicare shoot at?
The Vindicare shot at your Autarch.
Ah, yes, yeah, the Autarch. And brought him down by 2 wounds, so he's on 3 at the moment, so he's still fine. Apart from that, Shooting, these guys and them guys and the Librarian both shot into the Guardians and reduced them quite massively down. And over this side, firepower coming in from the Venerable Dreadnought at the Farseer, managed to do 4 wounds. I saved 3 of them, failed 1, but then my Craft World attribute kicked in. So absolutely spot on there. Survived every single shot from that. So apart from that, there's just a couple of charges to set off. So which charges are you setting off, Graham?
Charges is going to be Greyfax in here.
So there's the ongoing one here, yep.
Yep, the ongoing one. Greyfax in, the Librarian in.
Yep.
We've got the Calexis in here.
Calexis is going in there.
I know it's a bit of a non-psycho battle, but you know.
Yeah, right. It'll shut me down.
And the Dreadnought
into my Farseer. So I'll do the Overwatch there first. So for the Shuriken, 6s. we get just the 1, and we need 6s to wound.
Yeah.
But if we do get a wound, it's nice.
No.
No. So distance obviously is over 9 inches, so you'd be looking at 10 to get in.
10 to get in, yeah. 4, 5, 6,
no,
7.
that'll not be enough for me to get in. You could command point it if you wanted to. It's up to you.
No command points left?
Yes, you used your last one.
I did. I used my last one to re-roll my psychic,
re-roll your psychic.
to get him over
Yeah,
there.
that's correct. Yeah, just to remember as well, for totally forgot, he was whisked away by Gate of Infinity. So Graham using his last command point over there. Just to mention command points, I now have 1 left. I did try to get one at the beginning of the turn, but failed with my relic.
Sure.
Over here, just to see if
Get
Greyfax in.
Yep.
Yep, she's in, and the librarian. Oh
No.
no, librarian fails to get in. And over here, I have some Overwatch to do. So I'm gonna do Star Swarm. So it'll be 2 shots apiece. So there is 3 normal guys and the Exarch with Dark Reaper dice for him. Just pick that. Yep, 6s, re-rolling 1s for the Dark Reaper dice for a crack shot. Right, so we don't get a single hit.
But you get a 1.
I did not.
You did?
Yeah, that's for the normal.
Oh, alright. Okay.
Yeah, it's only the Exarch that gets that ability.
No problem.
So I really need a double 1 here.
4, 5.
5. Oh, should be in. It might be a bit of a stretch. Might be out, might be in.
In.
Yes, he is in. So Calexis is in. So not too shabby there. So we'll get the combat all resolved. Once that is all done, we will come back at the top of Eldar for their turn 3. Right, so we are just back after Grey Knight's turn 3 at the end of it, and we've done combat. So just across this side, which was the main one, Scorpions are no more. However, we did do a mortal wound from the Manda Blasters. Just come around this way so we can see, because Graham's tucked away. And the Brother Captain is on 1 wound. So apart from that, that's no real damage done there, to be fair. If we can kill him, obviously we'll get Warlord. Just down here, the Calexis killed 2 of the Dark Reapers. We did no damage back. I think we're going to fall out of combat there. Or actually, no, I think we'll probably stay there, because I know what he's going for. He's coming round for Eldrad. So I think we'll move Eldrad off to support this over here. Probably sacrifice these Dark Reapers, so that Graham will have to fall back rather than advancing. So I think that's probably what we'll do. But it is about the objectives here. So I think, obviously, the Warp Hunter, I think we'll shift him round here and maybe get some shots at these units down here. Now Graham is very, very thin on the lines, and I don't think he's got the numbers to pull this off, but I do. So I think we're going to try and take out this guy in shooting, and then maybe use the backup of the Wraith Knight to take out that, and then hopefully we'll be able to manoeuvre. I think we'll move the Farseer here, and then maybe hopefully get some shots down with his shooting weaponry and kill him off. And then with the Wraith Knight we'll hopefully kill that, because he does move 12, so if we fail we may be able to get a charge and take that out, so we'll be getting some points over there. But we'll have a look and see what's going to happen, and we'll come back after turn 3 movement for the Eldar. Right, so we're just back after movement for Eldar on their turn 3. They are going in for the kill. Just to mention about morale, we did bust morale here, so we lost another 2. Eldrad got a total of 9 on his move, so he's just advanced up here. Little bit exposed, but further away from this Psychic Assassin. The Dark Reapers are staying in combat over there. These have just shifted up their normal distance, so they'll be able to fire that Bright Lance at the normal ballistic. Fire Dragons have just moved up as well, so they'll be able to lend some support. They're also on the superior objective there. The Warp Hunter's just come round 12 inches. It's normal standard movement, with a nice little bead down this corridor here. These Guardians have advanced, just to get on this objective. It is the inferior one, but they are secure in the middle there. The Autarch on the bike, he's just moved his 18 with his 6 inches for his ride the wind ability. Farseer has just moved up there his normal distance as well, and the Wraith Knight has moved up his normal distance, looking to get as much firepower in here as possible, so we can clear this area and rid of the Monkey. So that's movement all done. I didn't get a command point back for my Ulthwe relic for the one that Eldrad's got. So we're going to do quick psychic and shooting and see if we can do some damage to the Grey Knights. So we'll be back in a moment. Right, so we are just back after psychic and shooting. Psychic, we cast Doom and also took 3 wounds from Smite onto the Venerable Dreadnought. And just in shooting, we blew it up. This little twat down here, so he shot this guy and the star cannons from the Wraith Knight down at him, and he's survived everything. Then we just decided, right, okay, I told Graham the targets I was using for all the weapons. So the heavy Wraith cannons into the Dreadnought and blew it up. He didn't explode, but we just think it looks cool. So over this side, we obliterated this unit with the help from the Fire Dragons, Guardians, yes. I totally lost my words there. They lended some firepower, but they didn't do anything. The Warp Hunter fired everything into the closest target, which was the Librarian, and we killed them. Spectacularly as well. So apart from that, we just have an ongoing combat down here, and then we do have a charge. So I am going to charge. I'm going to be horrible. Wraith Knight into this guy. So you do get Overwatch. Any 6s?
2.
2 and 6s to wound. No. So can this little Terminator
double 1?
Can he avoid being squished?
I think you need a 6.
We get a... Oh, he's in. Yes, he's definitely in. We get a 10. So we'll push him in. We'll do combat. And then we'll come back after the whole phase, see what happens. So we'll be back in a moment. Right, so we are just back after the end of Eldar turn 3. So combats have been resolved. The Calexis Assassin, I knew he would, killed these 2, but valiant sacrifice. He has consolidated, but with us moving Eldrad just a little bit further away, he's still going to affect him, but he's a bit of a stretch away. So it was valiant from the Dark Reapers, but they go down dying, knowing that they're potentially going to save Eldrad from at least that threat there. Over this side, however, I said it was going to happen, just underneath the base, actually squashed in on the base somewhere there, is that annoying Terminator. He has been absolutely killed about 6 times over, so this area is now clear of any Grey Knight threat. So we'll come back. Obviously Graham is just deliberating what he's going to do, so we'll have a bit of a think, see what he's planning, and then we'll come back with the decision. So we'll be back in a moment. Right, so we just are at the end of the game. Graham has called it. The Grey Knights are limping away. To be honest, we've just had a bit of a look through as well, just to see what they can do. Most really that they could have maybe getting, and this is if they're really lucky, would be Warlord down here, if he can get in combat and kill Eldrad with a little bit of help from the Vindicare as well, maybe strip some wounds down. So there's 2 options there. If Greyfax and the Brother Captain can get round to here and somehow kill every single one of these, because bear in mind we are Battleforged, so we will trump them, but if he kills all of them, that's still only the inferior, so that's giving him 1. So the most we've kind of looked at would, although Graham does have Linebreaker here, would be 5 to the Eldar's 9, because obviously we have 4 here for the superior, then we have 1 here for the inferior, so that puts us on 5. 6, 7, because the normal ones are 2, and then 8, 9 there. We don't have Warlords, we don't have Linebreaker, anything like that. So that is the reasoning behind it. I think the Grey Knights have held their own. they did dish out quite a lot of damage. To be honest, looking at that, I think it was a mixture between game type with the Scouring. Obviously, it's, you know, spread quite a lot, and the Grey Knights being quite a thin, an elite army. But they have held their own. You know, they've took an absolute pounding from Eldar firepower. And I'd hate to say it, but I have enjoyed it because I haven't used Eldar in a long time. So I've enjoyed beating them to death, really, especially this Terminator over here. But that's everything all done and dusted. So our final scores, 9 to the Grey Knights 2. So I hope you have enjoyed this battle report. We will definitely see the Grey Knights on the board again. We'll definitely see the Eldar on again as well. So I hope you have enjoyed this one. Like I say, if you haven't already subbed, please give us a sub. It does help us out. And also hit the notification button so that you don't miss an upload. And until next time, guys, as per usual, happy wargaming.